Welcome to Mind's Quotes. I'm thrilled to share with you one of the most powerful and life-changing books of our time, The Subtle Art of Not Giving AF *CK by Mark Manson. If you're someone who's tired of fake positivity and ready for some real talk about life, you're in for a treat today. But before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, because we're about to explore insights that could completely transform how you approach life's challenges. Introduction. Why this book will change your life. Picture this. You wake up every morning worried about what people think of you. You stress about things you can't control. You chase happiness like it's some magical destination you'll reach someday. Sound familiar? Well, Mark Manson is here to tell you that you've been doing life all wrong, and he's going to show you a better way. The Subtle Art of Not Giving AF *CK isn't about becoming emotionally numb or not caring about anything. It's about being selective with your energy and focusing only on what truly matters. This book has sold over 20 million copies worldwide because it offers something most self-help books don't: brutal honesty wrapped in practical wisdom. Chapter 1. Don't Try, the Bukowski Philosophy. Let me tell you about Charles Bukowski, the poet whose gravestone reads, "Don't try." This might sound crazy, but Bukowski became successful precisely because he stopped trying to be successful. He was comfortable being a failure, and paradoxically, this comfort led to his greatest achievements. Think about it. How much energy do you waste trying to impress people who don't matter? How much stress comes from attempting to control things beyond your influence? Manson argues that the secret isn't trying harder, it's trying less. Here's the key insight. Success comes naturally when you stop desperately chasing it and instead focus on the process, the craft, the things you genuinely care about. This doesn't mean being lazy. It means being intentional about where you direct your efforts. Don't forget to subscribe to Mind's Quotes for more life-changing wisdom. Chapter 2. Happiness is a problem, and that's okay. Here's a truth that might shock you. Life is essentially an endless series of problems. The solution to one problem simply creates new problems. But here's the twist. This isn't bad news. It's liberating news. Manson introduces us to what he calls the backwards law, the idea that the more you pursue feeling better all the time, the less satisfied you become. It's like chasing a rainbow. The harder you run toward it, the farther away it seems. Consider this. Happiness isn't a destination. It's the byproduct of solving meaningful problems. Think about the last time you felt truly satisfied. Wasn't it after overcoming a challenge, learning something new, or helping someone else? That feeling came from the struggle, not from avoiding it. The paradox of positivity teaches us that wanting to feel happy all the time actually makes us miserable. Accepting negative emotions leads to genuine positivity. Every worthwhile achievement requires overcoming associated negative experiences. Instead of running from problems, ask yourself, what problems do I want to have? Because you're going to have problems anyway. You might as well choose good ones. Chapter 3. You are not special, and that's beautiful. I know this might sting a little, but here's the truth. You are not special. And before you get offended, let me explain why this is actually incredible news for your mental health and happiness. We live in a culture that constantly tells us we're unique snowflakes destined for greatness. Social media feeds us an endless stream of exceptional people living extraordinary lives. But this creates what Manson calls a feedback loop from hell. We feel bad about feeling bad, anxious about being anxious, angry about being angry. Here's how it works. You see someone's highlight reel on Instagram. You compare it to your behind-the-scenes struggles. You feel inadequate. Then you feel bad about feeling inadequate. Then you feel bad about feeling inadequate. See the pattern? The solution? Stop giving AF *CK about being special. Embrace being ordinary. Find meaning in simple, everyday moments. Your worth isn't determined by how you stack up against others. It's determined by the values you choose and the effort you put into living them. When you stop trying to be exceptional, you become free to be authentically yourself. And that, ironically, is what makes you truly special. Chapter 4. The Value of Suffering. Now, this might sound counterintuitive, but suffering is not something to be avoided at all costs. In fact, suffering is often the path to meaning and growth. Manson argues that our crisis today isn't material, it's existential. We have so much stuff and so many opportunities that we don't know what to care about anymore. Here's a profound truth. Who you are is defined by what you're willing to struggle for. Think about it. The musician suffers through countless hours of practice. The entrepreneur suffers through failures and setbacks. The parent suffers through sleepless nights and endless worry. But they do it willingly because the suffering has meaning. The key isn't to eliminate suffering. It's to choose your suffering wisely. Ask yourself, what am I willing to struggle for? Your answer reveals your deepest values and priorities. If you're not willing to struggle for something, you probably don't value it as much as you think you do. Remember to subscribe to Mind's Quotes. We're just getting to the good stuff. Chapter 5, You're Always Choosing. Here's one of the most empowering insights from the book. Whether you realize it or not, you're always choosing what to give AF*CK about. Even when you feel like you have no choice, you're still choosing how to respond to your circumstances. Manson introduces us to 3 subtleties of not giving AF*CK. Subtlety number 1. Not giving AF*CK doesn't mean being indifferent. It means being comfortable with being different. You can't please everyone, and trying to do so will make you miserable. Choose your battles wisely. Subtlety number 2. To not give a FCK about adversity, you must first give a FCK about something more important than adversity. If you're constantly bothered by trivial things, you probably don't have enough meaningful stuff going on in your life. Subtlety number 3. You're always choosing what matters to you. Maturity is learning to only give a FCK about what's truly FCK worthy. This isn't about becoming emotionally numb. It's about becoming emotionally intelligent. Learning to invest your emotional energy in things that align with your values and have the potential to improve your life or the lives of others. Chapter 6. You're wrong about everything, but so am I. This chapter is a masterclass in intellectual humility. Manson argues that we're all wrong about most things, most of the time. And that's not a bug in the human system. It's a feature that allows us to grow and adapt. The problem arises when we become too certain about our beliefs and opinions. Certainty closes our minds to new information and prevents growth. It makes us defensive rather than curious. Here's the liberating truth. You don't have to be right all the time. In fact, being wrong is often more valuable than being right, because it teaches us something new. The goal isn't to never be wrong. It's to be wrong less often over time. Practice intellectual humility by questioning your assumptions regularly, seeking out perspectives that challenge your views, being willing to change your mind when presented with better evidence, admitting when you don't know something. This doesn't make you weak. It makes you wise. The smartest people in the world are often the first to admit what they don't know. Chapter 7. Failure is the way forward. Society teaches us to fear failure, but Manson flips this script entirely. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a stepping stone to success. Every failure contains valuable information about what doesn't work, bringing you closer to what does work. Think about a child learning to walk. They fall hundreds of times, but they don't interpret each fall as evidence that they're not a walker. They simply adjust and try again. Somewhere along the way to adulthood, we lose this natural resilience and start taking failures personally. The key insight: failure is not a reflection of your worth as a person. It's simply feedback about your approach. When you reframe failure this way, it becomes less scary and more useful. Some of the world's most successful people failed spectacularly before they succeeded. Steve Jobs was fired from Apple, the company he founded. Oprah was fired from her first television job. Stephen King's first novel was rejected 30 times. The difference between successful people and unsuccessful people isn't that successful people never fail. It's that they fail better and more frequently. They see failure as tuition in the University of Life. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for Mind's Quotes. Chapter 8. The Importance of Saying No. In a world that celebrates saying yes to everything, Manson makes a compelling case of the power of saying no. Here's why this is crucial. Every yes is a no to something else. When you say yes to everything, you're actually saying no to the things that matter most. Saying no is not negative. It's protective. It protects your time, energy, and values. It ensures that your yes are meaningful and align with what you truly care about. Think about your current commitments. How many of them truly align with your values? How many are you doing out of obligation, fear, or the desire to please others? Saying no to good opportunities creates space for great opportunities. Here's how to get better at saying no. Be clear about your values and priorities. Understand that disappointing some people is inevitable. Practice saying no in low-stakes situations. Remember that no is a complete sentence. The most successful and fulfilled people aren't those who say yes to everything. They're those who say no to almost everything and yes to the right things. Chapter 9, and then you die. The final chapter confronts the ultimate reality we all face, death. Rather than being morbid, this chapter is profoundly liberating. When you truly accept your mortality, it puts everything else in perspective. Death gives life meaning. If we live forever, nothing would feel urgent or important. The knowledge that our time is limited is what makes our choices matter. It's what gives weight to our relationships, our work, and our experiences. Manson argues against the modern obsession with leaving a legacy. Instead of trying to be remembered forever, focus on creating joy and meaning in the present moment for yourself and for the people around you. This doesn't mean being reckless or nihilistic. It means choosing your battles carefully because you don't have infinite time or energy. It means investing in relationships and experiences rather than just achievements and possessions. When you truly understand that life is finite, you become more selective about what deserves your attention. You stop sweating the small stuff because you realize how small most stuff really is. The 3 core values for a good life. Throughout the book, Manson identifies 3 fundamental values that lead to a fulfilling life. 1. Responsibility. Take ownership of your life, your choices, and your responses to circumstances. You can't control what happens to you, but you can control how you react. 2. Uncertainty. Embrace the fact that you don't know everything, and that life is unpredictable. This openness allows for growth and prevents you from becoming dogmatic. 3. Failure. Accept failure as a natural part of the learning process. The goal isn't to avoid failure. It's to fail better and learn faster. Make sure you're subscribed to Mind's Quotes for more insights like these. Practical applications. How to apply these principles. Now let's talk about how to actually implement these ideas in your daily life. 1. The F*CK budget exercise. Imagine you have a limited budget of FCKS to give each day. Just like money, you need to spend them wisely. Make a list of what you currently give FCKS about, then eliminate anything that doesn't truly matter to your well-being or values. 2. The so what test. When something upsets you, ask yourself, will this matter in 5 years? 5 months? 5 days? If the answer is no, it probably doesn't deserve your emotional energy. 3. The values clarification. Write down your top 5 values. Then look at how you spend your time and energy. Do they align? If not, start making changes to bring them into alignment. 4. The failure journal. Keep a record of your failures and what you learn from each one. This helps you see failure as valuable data rather than personal defeat. 5. The daily no. Practice saying no to at least one thing each day, even small things. This builds your no muscle and helps you become more selective with your commitments. The mindset shifts that change everything. Here are the key mindset shifts that this book promotes. From trying to eliminate problems to choosing better problems. From avoiding negative emotions to accepting negative emotions as natural and useful. From seeking constant happiness to seeking meaning and purpose. From trying to be special to finding beauty in being ordinary. From fearing failure to embracing failure as education. From saying yes to everything to being selective with your yes. From trying to control everything to focusing only on what you can control. Common misconceptions about not giving AF*CK. Let's clear up some misunderstandings. Misconception number 1. It means being selfish or uncaring. Reality. It means being more caring about the right things. Misconception number 2. It means giving up on your goals. Reality. It means focusing more intensely on goals that truly matter. Misconception number 3. it means being rude or disrespectful. Reality, it means being honest and authentic while still treating others with dignity. Misconception number 4, it means not having emotions. Reality, it means managing your emotions rather than being controlled by them. The science behind the philosophy. While Manson's approach might seem unconventional, it's actually backed by solid psychological research. Hedonic adaptation. We tend to return to a baseline level of happiness despite positive or negative events. This explains why chasing happiness directly often fails. Paradoxical intention. Sometimes the best way to achieve something is to stop trying so hard to achieve it. This is why not giving AF*CK can lead to better outcomes. Values-based living. Research shows that people who live according to their core values experience greater life satisfaction and resilience. Growth mindset. Viewing failures as learning opportunities rather than reflections of fixed ability leads to better performance and well-being. If you're enjoying this deep dive, make sure to subscribe to Mind's Quotes for more content like this. Why traditional self-help fails. Manson argues that most self-help is actually harmful because it 1. Focuses on what you lack rather than what you have. 2. Promotes unrealistic positivity that ignores life's natural difficulties. 3. Suggests that happiness should be constant when it's naturally variable. 4. Encourages people to avoid negative emotions when these emotions contain valuable information. This book is different because it acknowledges that life is hard and teaches you how to choose your hardships wisely rather than pretending they don't exist. The relationship revolution. One of the most powerful applications of these principles is in relationships. When you stop trying to be everything to everyone, you become more attractive to the right people. When you're comfortable with being disliked by some, you become more lovable to others. In romantic relationships, stop trying to be perfect and start being real. Healthy relationships require conflict and growth, not constant harmony. In friendships, quality over quantity. It's better to have a few deep, meaningful friendships than many superficial ones. In family, you can love your family without agreeing with everything they do or say. Boundaries are healthy. At work, focus on doing excellent work rather than trying to be liked by everyone. Respect is more valuable than popularity. The money and success trap. Manson also addresses our culture's obsession with wealth and status. He argues that money and success are terrible values to organize your life around because 1. They're largely outside your control. 2. They never provide lasting satisfaction. 3. They often come at the expense of more important things. 4. They're comparative, meaning someone else's gain feels like your loss. Better values to focus on include honesty, vulnerability, creativity, helping others, personal growth. These are values you can control and that provide lasting satisfaction. Dealing with criticism and judgment. One of the biggest barriers to living authentically is fear of criticism. Manson offers a refreshing perspective. You're going to be criticized no matter what you do, so you might as well be criticized for being yourself. Here's the truth. You can't be an important and life-changing presence for some people without also being a joke and an embarrassment to others. This isn't a design flaw. It's how human psychology works. People who matter will appreciate your authenticity, and people who don't appreciate it don't matter. The goal isn't to avoid criticism. It's to choose what you want to be criticized for. Would you rather be criticized for being fake or for being real? For playing it safe or for taking meaningful risks? Building emotional resilience. The book teaches us that emotional resilience comes from accepting difficult emotions rather than fighting them. When you stop viewing negative emotions as problems to be solved, they lose much of their power over you. Practical strategies. Feel your feelings fully without trying to change them immediately. Ask what this emotion is trying to tell you. Remember that emotions are temporary. They will pass. Focus on your response rather than the emotion itself. This doesn't mean wallowing in negativity. It means processing emotions healthily so they don't control your decisions. Don't forget to subscribe to Mind's Quotes. We're almost at the end of this incredible journey. The paradox of self-improvement. Here's one of the book's most mind-bending insights. The more you try to improve yourself, the more you reinforce a belief that you're not good enough as you are. This creates an endless cycle of dissatisfaction. Manson suggests a different approach. Accept yourself as you are while simultaneously working to become better. This isn't a contradiction. It's the secret to sustainable growth. When you're not desperately trying to escape who you are, you have more energy to become who you want to be. Creating your personal philosophy, based on the book's teachings. Here's how to develop your own life philosophy. 1. Identify your core values. What principles are you willing to suffer for? What matters enough to endure difficulty? 2. Accept your limitations. What are you not good at? What don't you know? Embracing your limitations is liberating. 3. Choose your problems. What challenges do you want to face? What struggles feel meaningful to you? 4. Define success for yourself. What does a good life look like for you specifically? Don't let others define this for you. 5. Practice saying no. What are you going to stop doing? What commitments will you release? The ultimate message. The ultimate message of the subtle art of not giving AF *CK is beautifully simple. Life is hard, and that's okay. Stop trying to eliminate the hardship and start choosing hardships that align with your values. Stop chasing happiness and start pursuing meaning. Stop trying to be special and start being authentic. The art isn't in not caring. It's in caring about the right things. It's about being selective with your emotional energy and investing it wisely. It's about accepting that you can't control most of what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. This book isn't about becoming emotionally numb or giving up on your dreams. It's about becoming more emotionally intelligent and more focused on what truly matters. It's about finding peace not by avoiding life's challenges, but by choosing challenges that are worth facing. Your next steps, if this summary has resonated with you, here's what you can do next. 1. Read the full book. This summary only scratches the surface of Manson's insights. 2. Start applying one principle at a time. Don't try to change everything at once. 3. Share these ideas with people you care about. 4. Subscribe to Mind's Quotes for more life-changing book summaries and insights. 5. Practice the exercises mentioned throughout the summary. Remember, the goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. Conclusion: the life-changing power of selective caring. The subtle art of not giving AF *CK is more than just a book. It's a blueprint for living a more authentic, meaningful, and fulfilling life. It challenges everything we've been taught about happiness, success, and self-improvement, offering a refreshingly honest alternative. The book's core message is profound in its simplicity. You have limited time and energy, so choose carefully where you invest them. Don't waste your precious resources on things that don't align with your values or improve your life. Instead, focus intensely on the few things that really matter. This isn't about becoming callous or indifferent. It's about becoming wise. It's about developing the emotional intelligence to distinguish between what deserves your attention and what doesn't. It's about having the courage to disappoint some people in order to be true to yourself and the people who matter most. If you found this summary valuable, please hit that like button and subscribe to Mind's Quotes. Your support helps us continue creating content that can genuinely improve your life. And remember, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Start applying these principles today and watch how they transform not just your mindset, but your entire approach to living. Thank you for joining me on this journey through one of the most important books of our time. Until next time, remember, choose your *CKs wisely and give them generously to what truly matters.